Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles and Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Khorasan Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seals, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Starburns Audio.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population Gabrus. John Gabrus. Welcome to the show.
Gabrus. Thanks for having me,
John
guys.
G. Gabrus.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yes.
His name is my name, too.
Dude, we've been wanting to get you on for a long, long time.
Not because we think you're dumb, but we think you understand the world of dumb.
I have one leg in dumb in any given moment.
You swim in those waters.
Yeah. I grew up in those waters, and I dive in every once in a while.
Where'd you grow
And you
up?
saved people
I'm from
those
Long
waters.
Island.
Strong Island representing. There you
is.
go.
Earthquake in Nassau.
Oh, wow. Gee. Atlantic Beach.
So now you can see why Dumb People Town is in my wheelhouse.
My wife's family lived in kind of near Atlantic Beach area, and you kind of go down that area, you see some dumb that you just are like
old-fashioned East
New
Coast
York
dumb.
isn't as refined as I thought it was.
But it has confidence. It's
30
dumb with
minutes
confidence.
outside of New York City, 40 years behind it.
Exactly. That's the way we said that about we were in Bloomington, Indiana, about Martinsville, which is where the KKK started. It's like maybe 20 miles and 200 years away from.
give or take a decade.
Give or take a decade.
Give or take.
Daniel, the world's getting dumber. We get amazing stories sent to us reminding us
And
that.
we'll talk about what John has going on in the second break, but we got to jump into some dumbness right away.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Yes.
Sent in by Nicholas J. at the Notorious BRT.
Nice.
Which doesn't seem to be his initials, so I'm not.
I think it's
Maybe he's talking about the BART.
It's more of a takeoff on Ruth Bader Ginsburg than it is on
I'll take that.
Biggie Smalls, right? It's
Yeah.
like more of
It's an anagram for a takeoff.
Mhm.
Waukesha County, Wisconsin.
Waukesha. Oh, yeah.
An area of the country I'm extremely familiar
Is
with.
it in the Dells, Dan?
Waukesha? No,
Near
I
it?
don't. No. Well, Waukesha, it might be near Milwaukee because Waukesha is a town outside of Milwaukee.
Like if you told me, Dan, that Waukesha is where Americans ate their first pickle, I'd believe you.
Oh, yeah. You can give me any state fair bullshit.
Yeah,
and, I'll
and we
believe
would
you.
be
It's
like,
like where
yeah.
the largest pig was found.
Yeah, Waukesha. of
It's
course.
actually where the largest pig who could swim was found.
Oh, yeah. There are bigger pigs, but they have drowned.
I went to a state fair once, and the big thing was like, watch this little pig swim. And it swam in a thing that was maybe as long as this table. And so many people showed up to see it. I was like, more people showed up to see it than to see us do comedy. And by the way, the pig fucking made us wait. I was like, you're not going to big time us here.
Yeah, who are you,
little-
Axl Rose?
We got to watch
Jesus.
the pig stretch.
Stretch
No,
that
the pig's
gullet,
coming
piggy.
from a strip club, and it just needs its time.
Look, we can't tell this pig when to start swimming. All right, it's going to do what it does.
Well, Waukesha County, home of the fried cotton candy.
That's not true, Dan.
Stop,
You
Dan.
made that up.
But that's the most. That's
I
right,
would
right
believe
there.
you.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's where it
that's
started, right?
Mike,
Waukesha
if I
County
had
Fair.
that,
I'm
Is that-
here in Waukesha County where they're deep frying cotton candy.
Let's take it on over to the stand. Funnel clouds, funnel cakes.
Waukesha County is actually where those girls did the Slender Man murders.
Is great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Man, good.
Those are my idols. Dying to get them on my podcast.
Oh, man, get them on.
They're very authoritative about Slender Man. They're perfect for High and Mighty.
Oh yeah, they know what they're talking about. They understand how to lure somebody in.
A man who told police he was a cat and threatened to knock out an officer is facing multiple charges.
Are cats that violent?
No, they don't give a shit.
Cats
I'm
don't
gonna
care.
say this: he might be a cat, but he ain't no pussy.
Yeah,
That's probably what he
Because
said.
he's going after those cops.
And multiple violations. It's like you assaulted a police officer and you pretended to be a cat.
Right. And I hope
What's
that the
worse?
assault was that he just kind of laid in wait for a while and then ran up and started scratching the cat's foot or the cop's foot. He's like, "Don't, come on, man."
he just rubbed his back against the cop's legs, and you're like, "Stop it!"
Cop goes to put the cuffs on. He's like,
The suspect licked my neck with their rough tongue.
They took the taser on the ground, and the cat is like,
suspect hid under a bed for 2 years because someone jostled the cabinet.
The cops pull out like laser sighted fucking
just start
pistols
making
and
him run
he
around.
just chases it all over.
He knocks the cop down, gets on the cop, and just starts kneading him, making dough on his little belly.
What are you doing? He's taking a shit in a box.
He's
Oh,
just let him
God.
do it.
Do you think he's because we don't know the order of these crimes? He could have assaulted a cop and then run away into a pet store.
Right.
And the cop comes in and goes, "Have you seen anyone?" He's just in a little crate. Yeah.
What were we?
Me? I'm a cat. Meow.
What were we meowing last night that was the most fun thing in the world? Under the bridge.
Oh yeah, meow 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 meow.
That's pretty good.
Meow, 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 meow.
So it was so fun to do. We walked out of the improv like full voice at like 1:30 in the morning. Meow 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 meow.
Red hot chili tabbies.
There is something joyful about
Red Hot
pretending to
Kitty
be
Peppers.
a cat singing a song about heroin destroying your life.
100%.
Under a bridge.
That's why
Ready for this name?
Yeah.
Double G. Graydon Gibson.
Wow.
His parents constantly talking to him.
Graydon?
To get over here.
But you know, when he was a shitty kid, somebody had to call him D. Graydon.
Don't
Your life is
degrade
going
him.
downhill,
Yeah.
son. Like one lippy teacher. called him
Graydon,
D. Graydon.
Graydon, listen to me, Graydon. Like
Sit
that.
down,
Anybody
Graydon.
who was at a claim jumper waiting for their table was like, I've had
Graydon.
enough of Graydon.
Graydon, sit down.
Now-
Put the beeper down.
They say not to trust people with two first names. How do they feel about two people with
Two
two
last
last names?
names.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
those are the cats of this
Yeah,
world.
did he hyphenate his names like that?
Graydon Gibson.
He
Like it
hyphenates
should be
his
like
first and last name.
it should be like
Alan Graydon Gibson. Yeah.
Alan Graydon Gibson was one of our nation's greatest poets. Didn't realize he was gay.
Graydon Gibson.
He didn't write the poem Howl. He wrote the poem Prowl.
There it is.
Meow.
Meow.
Graydon Gibson.
Alan Graydon Gibson.
is charged with misdemeanor bail jumping, disorderly conduct, and obstructing an officer. According to a criminal complaint, police were called after someone reported seeing a body under a tree near the tennis court in Beverly Hills Park in Brookfield. Okay, first of all, the fact that Wisconsin named someplace Beverly Hills Park. It's like in
you go to
Michigan.
that
You know,
Ritzy
Eddie
Park.
Murphy picked up a transvestite there once, so they were
I'm
like
sure.
a
Hey.
trans person, I guess is
Yeah,
the
well.
better way to say that.
isn't there a Beverly Hills in Michigan too? I'm almost certain there is.
I
It's
feel
like-
like there's going to be Beverly Hills in a lot more cities that are way different than Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
Beverly
sure.
Hills Trailer
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah, but there's always like a Hollywood tanning salon.
Oh, for sure.
There, I think, is a Hollywood tanning salon in Hollywood, and I'm like, "That's
What are you doing?
We have this.
Just call it a tanning salon.
Yeah. Thank you.
This should be in Grand Rapids.
Or how great would it be if it was a Grand Rapids tanning in Hollywood?
I just love.
that would be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Heartland tanning. Yeah, I love that. I'm in.
I just love the idea of this call, the 911. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a body under a tree.
Where is it?
Beverly Hills Park.
Oh, by the
Oh.
tennis.
Better go get it.
Is it on the tennis court? No, it's by it.
He's got a little tail pinned to his pants and
Was he
pointy
thinking?
ears.
Is he
What's he
snoring?
doing?
No, he's purring.
He's purring.
He
Better
walked
not-
around in a circle 4 times before he was laid
Better
down.
make sure he's declawed.
Well, I think he was up in the tree, and they called the fire department to get him down, and then he fell, and they were like, "Switch
Yeah,
it to the
later.
cops."
Switch
Yeah.
to the cops.
Sure.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time that I was playing tennis here over on Riverside in Los Feliz with my buddy? We were playing at this court that had like stands and everything. My buddy Bill and I are playing, and all of a sudden this guy, this really ratty looking dude comes up and is like, as we're playing, there was a plug by where we were playing.
An
It's like-
outlet?
Yeah. He's like, you guys mind if I charge my phone here? And we're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He sits down and like rolls up his pants, huge swastika on his calf, and just sits there. I'm like, he
just rolled his pants up for no reason.
rolled his pants up.
Just like
I think there was a
peacocking.
reason.
Wow, he's
He
just
saw
like-
your nose and was
he's
like, "Let me
like,
roll up my pants."
Thank you. That is a statement right there of like, this is who I am.
Hey, fuck you guys. Enjoy tennis.
Enjoy. You
Oh, what
idiots.
a
I was like, I love that your phone doesn't have, like, as much of an asshole as you are, your phone doesn't have juice.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you have a
But, like,
Samsung charger?
Yeah. What's that? Do you guys?
You know Nazis.
Do you have a
use Samsungs.
dongle? Do you
Yeah,
have a
maybe
dongle?
your phone's not pure enough.
But I mean, okay, so body by the tennis courts.
Body by the tennis
I'm thinking
court.
could be a Nazi.
Around 11:30 p.m. on April 7th,
right?
Oh
which,
shit!
if I remember correctly, was probably like a Thursday or Friday.
Wow, damn.
No, April 7th was this past year.
Yeah.
Was a Sunday.
You sure?
April 8th was a Monday, and that was my wife's birthday.
Yeah, because the 3rd is my mom's, and that was a Tuesday.
Do you know what
So
I
that
got her
checks out.
as a gift? Do you know what I got her as a gift?
Calf
A
swastika.
calendar that said how close her birthday was to yours.
Nope, a body laying under a tennis court tree.
Oh, I thought you were
You
going
are-
to say the cat version of Under the Bridge Downtown on CD.
Meow, 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 meow. Under the tennis courts in
We're gonna
Beverly
get sued.
Hills.
We're still gonna get sued.
Meow, 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 meow,
I
meow.
don't know if this falls under parody law.
It does. It does.
Brookfield
fall.
police found
It's
Gibson.
purity, Laura.
There it is. At Sklar Brothers.
I'm doing the clap that a soccer player does when he's just been
leaving the pitch.
substituted.
He's jumping
that
to the
clap?
fans. He's just saying.
That's a soccer clap too.
He's asking himself for applause. He's
right.
asking the crowd. He's like,
He's
"Come on,
doing-
look at me! I'm
I'm
coming
going
up."
to show you what you have to do for
this
me.
is what you need to do.
But I'm doing that to Gabrus on that
Oh,
one.
thank you guys.
Brookfield police found Gibson lying on the ground after shaking him and checking his pulse. Gibson slowly began to wake up. The officer said he was
stretching
Yep.
every little
He said he was
bit.
extremely lethargic and swore at her before meowing and saying he was a cat.
By the way, this is exactly the way cats are.
That's what I was going to say. Every person who doesn't want to get arrested is essentially being a cat. Like
we said this.
non-compliance. That is the key to any cat's
This
life.
was in our last special. We said like nobody in ever
The best thing you could ever say about a cat is
he's like a dog.
Yeah.
like a dog.
He does tricks. He knows his name. He
You
comes
can
over to-
walk him.
you
Like
can
no
walk-
one's ever said like you gotta meet my dog. He thinks he's a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cat
Nobody.
rules is just like a dog. Well, wait till you see fucking dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I said anyone who I'm a cat person. I'm like, well, you've never had a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had cats I loved, but specific
I understand
cats.
that.
I get that. The pitch for cats are either they're just like a dog or they're no work whatsoever.
No, a cat-
and if you're like
that's
bragging, if you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like this pet because I don't have to deal with it.
Right.
Right. So then
It's
why'd
like,
you
all
get
right.
it?
Yeah.
I like this pet because it's like a pigeon on my porch.
Indoor pigeons.
Indoor
Now
pigeons.
we know Graydon is white, A, because his name is Graydon, and
Yes.
B, because he wasn't immediately shot for
Right.
pretending
Well,
to be a
that's
cat.
true.
The officer tried to ask Gibson what was going on, but he would not answer. Very cat-like.
That's cat.
Come on,
He
pay
is a
attention.
cat.
Look over here. Look at me. Right. When asked how much he had to drink the night before, it's
Just a
11:30 p.m.
If you would have said
Would it be tonight?
just a tiny saucer of whiskey.
Well, I would have said just a nip of whiskey.
It's even better. When asked how much he had to drink the night before, Graydon Gibson said, quote, not enough.
awesome.
That's a great answer.
At that point, you have to just go like,
You
this
win.
guy's got
All
some
right, where do you
valid
need a
points.
ride to?
Yeah.
Where do you want to stop anywhere?
There
You want to hold my gun?
We get charged half at Chipotle. I'm going to let you use the badge tonight.
Okay. All right.
Get the barbacoa, brother.
Get it.
When I was in Chicago, that was a big selling point. I was like, man, these cops, because in Chicago, cops don't get charged for anything. I don't know how it works in LA. I know Chipotle does have a company-wide, like first
policy.
responders always are half price.
New York's not allowed to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
businesses-
But do you think they don't?
Well, it's of course not. I mean, oh no, I think the cops follow all the rules.
Yeah. In New York,
Have you seen
of
the
course.
7-5? Did
Yes.
anybody-
That's the best.
You
God,
watched it?
yes.
I remember telling you about it
So,
months
Dan,
ago.
you-
You watched it.
what's
right?
the
Those are my
7-5?
relatives in that movie. That's
Okay.
exactly like they're all like the guy. They all
The
fucking
car.
live on Long Island. They all
know.
moved to Long Island, of course.
Like
Yes.
So I
7-5
looked
is-
in the room, and the guy looks like Jim Brewer. The guy looks
Yes,
like, As I look in the room, and the bag's open, I see a little bit of money. I'm like, that's my fucking money. But the thing about that documentary is the most chilling moment for me is when a clean cop.
Jay, why don't you
said-
spoil it for everybody?
There's a million things to this thing. For me, I said, is when a clean cop said the first day I met this guy,
yeah,
shook
that's
his
early in.
hand.
Yeah.
He was like, as he walked away, I'm like, that guy's a perp. That guy's not a cop. Even though he's in cop clothes,
Yeah, he just had that
he
feeling
had that
about him.
perp.
My favorite was
energy.
like, so we talked about it. We said, let's not like, be overt here. We don't want anybody to know. And the next day, this son of a bitch rolls up in a red cherry convertible.
I know he drives a fucking Lambo.
It's like that
to the-
scene in Goodfellas where they come in with the coats and it's like, take them off, get out of here,
Yeah,
get out of
yeah,
here. What are
exactly.
you doing?
I tried to tell it. I love that.
We
You
just
dumb
pulled up
fuck.
the-
You know,
Yeah,
you fucking.
we just did Lufthansa. Get the fuck out of here.
But
Well
that
put.
is
Well
an unbelievable documentary. And you
It's
told me
about
to
the
watch it.
1970s.
Yeah, these two
No,
guys,
80s. Like
80s.
84,
One guy,
85.
one guy who was dirty, who got another guy who wasn't dirty, but who
Into
wasn't making
everything.
enough money into everything, and they just started shaking people down.
And like,
Unbelievable.
and not like, oh, we skim a little off the top. Like
Drug
doing
runners.
full on, like they were working as criminals.
Yeah, we're going to be the
Yeah.
drug
And
lords.
they somehow I watched the entire movie and they're the heroes. I don't even understand. It's like a documentary about corrupt cops. Two things I hate: corruption and
Yeah.
police.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, I was like, I'm with those guys.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how.
They won you over.
It's like when
They
you
are
watch
charming. It's like it's clear how they got away with it
That's
for so
right.
long. They're like scamps.
Yeah.
they're scams.
Well, because the
They're
guy,
lovable.
The main guy owns it. He owns it so much
Yeah.
that you're like,
Yeah.
I can't really. You're not lying.
What about like the big heavy metal bassist guy who's like, and he's like, I come in there and I'm like 6'6", so I start throwing people around, and you're like, yeah, you're talking about like high school football. You're talking about breaking the law.
But you're
people.
saying in New York that you're not allowed to get a discount as a police officer
Yes,
or a fireman.
yes,
right.
because
Quote,
I think
unquote,
they would
not
take
allowed.
take
Not
full
anymore,
advantage of
of
that.
course.
Imagine going into a fucking bodega and like you can just take whatever you want if you're a cop.
So how much you have to drink? Not enough.
Not enough.
You
Not
win.
enough.
Come
Let's
on,
go.
you're
Not
coming with
enough.
us.
Let's get you a few more pops then, brother. Let's get great into the
The
bar.
officer reported that while speaking with Gibson, he was saying random things that did not make sense and could smell alcohol on his breath.
Wow, what a weird way to say he was drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
He was
Makes no
saying
sense.
he kept talking about his dead dad and his breath smelled like alcohol.
The captain's
he's-
yelling
so
at
he's
about
drunk.
his report. He's like, just write drunk. And he's like, Sarge, you weren't there.
I didn't have a breathalyzer, Sarge. I couldn't prove it.
I
let
am
me put-
known for my writing.
While being
You wanna
checked
take
out.
I like to give you the context and let you make the decision.
The
You
best
connect
dads, right? I set up the dots. I let
connect
you
the
connect
dots.
While being checked out by first responders, the complaint says that Graydon Gibson was not cooperative and yelled profanities before he was eventually medically cleared. Very Catholic. Later, Gibson allegedly became belligerent, telling the officer in some
So he
vulgarity
became a
sense,
feral cat,
Yeah.
essentially.
quote, I'm going to knock you the fuck out.
That is very uncat-like.
Right. Yeah, because they'll just do it.
Right.
And clenching his fist while staring at a firefighter. The firefighter.
The firefighter.
The
first
fire-
responder.
He's over there with an axe, like, hey,
Hey,
leave me
hey,
out.
hey. You want me to split his head open?
Hey,
This reminds me of all those
Hey.
times like working door or just being in bars in Chicago
Yeah.
where you can see the way someone's standing and you're like, that
Here
person
comes the
wants to
fight.
fight.
Here comes the fight.
He's just standing there with his fist clenched, like just
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at the
yeah.
head,
looking at the guy, like-
cocked a little bit to the side.
Yeah, I was a bartender for like 5 years, and I could truly look in a crowd of people and say who's
So
going to
is it-
fuck and who's going to fight.
That's
Oh,
right.
100%.
Yeah, like I could just tell
This
by
guy's going to fight.
Yeah.
He's looking for it.
You also could totally tell which couples are in fights.
Oh, hell
That they haven't told anybody else about.
No.
but
That's
it's
my
so
That's
clear.
my favorite shit ever is when you see a woman like pull her hand away from like secretly from a distance. You see a woman pull her hand out
You're
from her
like,
boy's
what-
hand. And you're
what
like,
happened
yes,
there?
Dude,
There
fucked,
we go.
man.
There we go.
I'll still at bars, 2 door guys be like, hey, you guys do whatever you want. You run this however you want. I just want you to know that guy's going to be a problem for you in about 10 minutes. You guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
9
That
minutes in,
information.
you walk over, deck that guy. And be like, see?
That's it. Told you. What I
He
tell
gets
you.
up and starts fighting. You're like, I told you 10 minutes. I want to die.
This guy on the nose. Am I clairvoyant or what?
You owe me big time,
There you
guys.
go. You're welcome for the
He
tip.
was clenching his fist while staring at a police officer. When asked,
Like a firefighter, I think you said.
Firefighter.
firefighter, yes. When
Well, that's a smart move. If you're gonna start a fight with someone, choose the one that doesn't have a pistol on their belt.
right. When
Choose
asked,
the guy who was just posing for a calendar.
Yeah, he was facing the other way doing a
Right.
shoot. He didn't
That's right.
realize.
You
He's
didn't
like,
see.
when asked if he would cooperate with police, Graydon Gibson responded, "quote I don't know. Am I going to be arrested?
That's a
Well,
good.
tete-a-tete here.
Put it on them.
Why are the cops even asking? Just find out.
Are you,
are you
going
gonna
to
cooperate? It's like so far the answer has been no.
You say that as you're bending his arm behind him and cuffing him
Right.
up.
Well, yeah, you got to say that stuff for like the body cam audio.
That's
you know,
right.
you got to
You-
be like,
you-
listen up, you know, and meanwhile you're just like kneeling in the middle of his scapula.
I don't want to blame them, but you got to know the right question to add. Like, I can't go into my son and be like, "What do you want for breakfast?"
No,
I have to
because
go in and
he's-
be like, "Do you want a bagel or do you want pancakes?" Like, I got to narrow it down to 2. Fine, then we can have both. You can have one or the other, but like, I can't be like, "What do you want?"
Are you going to
Yeah, that
cooperate?
opens-
It's too
that
broad.
Are
opens
you
it
going
up,
to
yeah.
cooperate?
Right.
It's going to be like,
Don't
you ready for the cuffs or are you not? Now you got 2 choices.
Right.
No, I'm not. Well, now I'm going to put my knee in
don't
your
give
neck.
drunk people or children
Too many
open-ended questions.
choices.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You got to frame the
But
discussion.
never, even your friend.
choices.
Don't ask your drunk friend, where do you want to go?
That's right. Because
Do you want to go to Taco Bell or do you want to go home?
Do you want to go to
got-
another bar or do you want to go home? Yeah,
right.
that's exactly.
Because if you say where do you want to go, Disneyland might come into
Yeah,
it.
you
know
know,
what I
it's
mean?
too
Like
many
Magic
options.
and not a lot of
Mountain.
people know this, but that's a binding question if you say to your buddy when you're leaving a bar, where do
you
you want
wanna
to
go?
go?
You
It's
have
like
to.
Hey, like
contractual
Magic
obligation.
Mountain. Well, we're not going to go to Magic Mountain. You said go anywhere.
Well, no.
I didn't say go
I
anywhere.
definitely didn't say anywhere.
You
but
said anywhere.
No.
He's going back on what he's saying. You said anywhere.
I like
ratting
when
you
you
out to
there.
the bouncer.
I like when you
This
ask,
guy's a liar. Like, what? Leave him alone.
That's what I was gonna say. I like when you ask a drunk person an open-ended question and get a different answer. Like, where do you want to eat? You never even like me.
Hey, come on.
Nobody's even talking about that.
We
right now.
asked about where you wanted to eat.
You don't like me, and that guy walking by doesn't
And
like
he
me.
definitely doesn't like
Right.
me.
Yeah,
That
well-
is a woman.
And Brian, it's great that people don't like you, but come on, let's keep going. Let's
Right.
get to let's
Come
go.
on,
You
Brian.
always want me to
No,
go.
I'm not leaving until you apologize.
Too many choices.
Too many choices.
If you say Taco Bell are here, then they got to give you an answer.
Uh-huh.
I heard what you were looking at.
No, Taco Bell or here.
Or Chick-fil-A.
The complaint says that Gibson refused to tell officers his full correct name multiple times.
I would too if my name was Graydon.
but maybe
I'd
he
be
did,
like,
and they were like, "Come on,
That,
man,
come on.
Give us your real name. all
Stop
right?
making shit up.
Graydon wins.
Here's what and gave police a fake birth date.
Yeah.
He got the year right, but it was like September 4th, 42. In order to identify Gibson, Brookfield police used law enforcement. Yeah, this is outside Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Brookfield police used law enforcement records and matched him with a previous booking photo. Guys, run-ins before.
Yeah.
Authorities also
Priors.
reported they found a bottle of Admiral Nelson in his backpack. I
Oh,
have no idea.
That's
I'm-
cat tranquilizer.
It's just straight up.
It's
shitty
highly
whiskey,
marketed. Is it or is it cereal? Is it Captain Crunch knockoff
Well,
cereal?
no. So I think Admiral Nelson is just below Captain Morgan.
Oh,
like
yeah,
if you're
that's-
doing like
if they were on a ship,
if they were
Admiral
a
Nelson
naval
would have
hierarchy.
to speak.
It is like how Jack Daniels' shitty friend is Evan Williams.
or Jimmy Walker,
Jimmy Walker.
I've looked it up.
Johnny
It is-
Walker.
I got-
Johnny Walker.
It is
Red.
a type of shitty whiskey.
Jimmy Walker Dynamite whiskey. I got pulled over one time in
Right-wing.
college. My roommates were pushing me home in a shopping cart,
of course.
and like on a Route 9 in Poughkeepsie, and the cops like whoop whoop pulled me over, and my friends are like, "Oh fuck, officer, we're just getting our friend home drunk." They're like, "Well, he doesn't seem of age to be drinking." I was like, 18 or 19 at the time. And they were like, no, oh, I am. They're like, let me see your ID. And I gave the cops my fake ID.
Nope.
And they're like, all right, what's your name? I'm like, Danny Valinati. They're like, shout out to whoever this guy is. I stole
Danny
his driver's
Valinati,
license
thank
20
you.
years ago. And I was like, this address, and I knew his birthday and everything. They're like, all right, get Danny home. And my friends were like, all right, Danny, let's get you home. Holy shit. They were all ready to come out and be like, no, you don't understand.
No,
Like,
go until you get the call.
Your information recall was unbelievable.
That's
that moment.
the thing you memorize is like your horoscope because that's the
Yeah,
bouncer
that's
follow-up
always,
question.
what's your sign?
What's your sign? Yeah.
Cancer.
But that freaking ID goes in the like fake ID Hall of Fame. Like when we were at Michigan, there was a guy named Ari Nessel who was trying to take fake ID photos, and he made a giant board that you stood in front of, and you took the picture in front of the board,
and then cut it out and put
and
in
it was-
laminate.
and laminated. It was the Illinois State
Before
license.
you can just click and drag to shrink something,
Sure,
you
no,
had to
this
like.
is
I did that
90.
with
Scale,
a
shoot
poster
to
of the
scale.
Jersey
Okay.
driver's license standing in
So
front
you
of it.
stand in front of it, but then the lighting was too dark when he was being, when they were
doing it
comparing.
inside, so he did it outside on the roof of the house.
So one of our first comedy bits
one of our
was
first
telling the
comedy
story
bits is
that-
like, Jesus Christ, like,
dude, a dog shouldn't be catching a frisbee in the background of
should
your
there be
license.
leaves?
I see wind in your hair.
When is it windy at the
Not to
DMV?
mention just walking by, cops just like do spinning their baton. They look up and there's
What
a giant
is
fake
guy
ID on the
horse?
roof.
All right.
Kentucky.
I looked it up, guys. One of you was exactly right. Admiral Nelson, spiced rum.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is
hell
a
yeah.
Captain Morgan.
You know it's a little too spicy.
It's like the what's the production company Asylum Films that make like those sound-alike movies. Like when Transformers comes out, they make like Morph Mongers or whatever. They like that's exactly what it is. It's like people like Captain Morgan. Maybe foreign people will accidentally buy Admiral
it's
Nelson.
the morph mongers of
It's the
spiced
his
rum.
other leg is up, and then one of them
Both legs are up in stirrups, and he's delivering the bottle.
In March, Gibson had been charged with 3 misdemeanor counts for disorderly conduct, resisting,
course.
obstructing an
Of course.
officer of bail, $500 signature bond, a whole bunch of other stuff. The bond was signed April 1st, was still in full force when Gibson was arrested. We will get out of here on this.
Yes, the AG.
How old do you believe Graydon Gibson is? You are a guest, Gabrus, so you can go first, Tig, or third. You
Tig's
pick
in the
your
middle
spot.
slot.
Oh, okay. So, and I have to guess his age for all 9 lives, or just in general.
Yeah, just his current one. Just his current one. You want to go first, second, or third?
I'll go Tig.
Okay.
Okay. Jay, go ahead.
I think this guy is 28 years old.
28 years old from Jason Sklar.
I think he's
Gabrus,
44.
Yeah.
44.
Why do you say 44?
Because I feel like he might be someone suffering from mental health issues
Yeah.
and lack of a place to live. Sure.
If that was the case, I wouldn't have done it.
I think he's 56.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going even further.
Graydon Gibson. Get your answers in now, Townies. We're going to close out on this.
What did I say? 27, 44, and 56?
56.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the name
Is-
Graydon feels like an older
Old
name.
name,
too,
like
yeah.
Grady.
Yeah. Graydon Gibson is 20 years old.
Oh!
We could
Holy
not have gotten that
shit.
more wrong.
Holy shit.
So parents can be to blame,
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
recent rear
You
view.
put him
Oh,
in
yeah,
this.
yeah. I mean, there's a possibility that he's a college junior.
Yeah, that's right.
And he just keeps getting
just,
bagged, fucking wasted,
He'll learn
chugging
his-
Admiral Nelson.
He'll learn his lesson someday or not. All right, there's our first story down the post. John Gabrus is with us. There'll be more Dumb People Town. Stay with us right after this.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's Collaborative Suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dumb People Town. We want to remind people, Randy and I are going to be in San Francisco at Cobb's Comedy Club. It's a giant club. We're going to be there the week after Clusterfest. People aren't going to want to see comedy anymore.
Come on. I'll tell them when I'm at Clusterfest. You
The
fuckers better save a
28th
little room for some more comedy.
29th. There you go. Come see us. That's our next thing on the docket. I know.
And we didn't even tell you this, but we're going to be at the Montreal Comedy Festival.
I know.
did tell
I
that.
talked
Right,
to
so you
Jay
told that.
yesterday.
So we're going to be at Montreal Comedy Festival. And so for our friends in San Diego, we are going to have to move that date at the end of July, probably till maybe January. We'll let you know. Keep that. But go to superscholars.com and check that out. And you've got some stuff happening on June 16th?
Yes, I realized that that's just the weekend, but it's June 15th, whatever that Saturday
yeah,
is.
it's June 15th, yeah.
In Chicago, I'll be doing live High and Mighty Power Hour.
Where?
That's a great question.
might
You
be
can get
in
tickets at
Chicago on June
headgum.com/live.
Excellent.
I might be there that night. Maybe I'll come say hi.
You have a
fuck
great,
yeah.
great podcast. I mean, High
Yeah,
and
you
Mighty
guys
is
gotta- we gotta get the
fantastic.
Sklar
I
brothers
would
on
love-
there,
There's
yeah.
so many different things we could kind of like talk about because we're hotheads on all that stuff. But it's a great. Explain to the people so that they know because
It's just a chat show, but sometimes it breaks format, and we do like I have people on to talk about stuff that they're not necessarily experts in, but that they're passionate about.
Exactly.
Often something that overlaps with me as being a sort of pretend polymath.
I love it.
So I'm just like happy. It's really what I came up with. It was the most self-indulgent podcast ever. I said, "Come to my house and talk to me about stuff I want to talk about."
That's
I
great.
love that.
And I'll be making $70 a month.
Listen, the passion of it is great, and the stuff you do with Lapkus, Raised on TV.
Yes,
is such
that's
a
another
great
great
thing.
podcast. Yeah, and then I also have a Patreon podcast called Action Boys. If you guys are getting nuts, if you are a
If you
male,
go
in your-
down the rabbit
Yeah,
hole
yeah.
of John Gabrus,
yeah, if you're thinking like I really want to throw this guy $5 a month, or at least 1/3 of $5 a month,
There
that's
you
your
go.
way to make it
Boom.
happen.
When I was on, we did Vegas, which you've
Yes.
covered a lot.
Yeah.
Which I think, but we tried to do more of like we didn't
Well,
really do
let's-
gambling.
All right, should we?
Let's get into a
let's
story.
jump into a story.
Okay.
It's our second story. We got John Gabrus here, who, by the way, has let's mention this 3 podcasts. One's a Patreon podcast called
Action Boys.
Action Boys.
really good.
One's on Earwolf called that's on Stitcher Premium called
Premium.
Raised by TV,
Great.
and then High and Mighty for
High
free.
and Mighty.
Nice.
And it is truly in that the quality goes up with the more you pay.
I love it.
High and Mighty being easily the worst.
Stop.
That's the pitch.
Hey, come
Get him
on.
to want more.
He's not,
doesn't
he's
care.
not lying.
Nothing is stop.
He's not
Nothing you
lying
do
to
is
you.
bad. All right, well, let's jump into another story.
All right. Sent in by Jason Parkis at J Parkis, Parkis. Gabrus, I thought of you when I saw this story, so I hope you enjoy it. Love can really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
One Friday man spent what was meant to be his wedding night in jail after breaking the nose of a photobombing beachgoer who refused to move out of the way for wedding photos.
Fuck.
You know what?
Yes,
By the way,
dude.
I'm
I'm
100% on
100%
this
on their
guy's side.
I'm going to tell you one more time, man. we're trying to take a fucking wedding photo here.
exactly.
And all you're doing is sunbathing.
Dude,
Wearing formal wear and fighting is fucking great.
I would
you know?
punch a shark in the face, being like, "Get out of our."
I would take a cane and cane. Like, remember when that kid went to Singapore and got caned?
because he put gum on the.
I would
spit
cane
gum on.
the shit out of that photo bomb.
It's funny you said remember when that kid. When you say cane, the only thing I think of is the guy getting caned in Singapore, and that was like 20 something years ago.
How
I
funny
don't
is
even
that?
think of like blind people, Michael
way,
Caine. The first thing that comes to my mind is that
Is
Singapore.
that no other caning in history compares to the Singapore caning.
I think we are around the age where when you were a kid that you heard that and that
Yes.
burned into your brain.
Right.
Like,
Chewing bubble gum. That's what he was doing.
Yes, he was
like
chewing,
spit bubble gum, onto the
out
ground.
on the street. He did, motherfucker. got
It felt
caned.
like it was like the true news version of if you get hit, your face will stay like that.
Yes,
you know what I mean? It was
100%.
kind of like, no, you can really get caned by Singapore
If you fall
people.
asleep in Mexico City, they're going to take your
But
kidney.
imagine how this incident, it started like, hey, my man, you mind just moving just a little bit?
Yeah, sorry, we're just
Doing
we're
our
almost
wedding
done here. We're
photos.
just getting us some wedding
We're
photos.
just taking
done,
a photo of a moment
And then
that we want to have
fr-
forever.
Like the best man of the groom was like, that dude ain't moving. Man.
Yeah, a dude,
Dan-
and I'm telling you, that dude in the background had like long shorts on that went past his knee and had a Corona in his hand.
Mhm. And some sort of graphic tee that he found. Didn't buy.
like rude dog.
like an Ed Hardy knockoff or like a Mr. Zog sex wax. Like, get off, dude.
But I ask you one more time, man. We're just trying to take these photos.
Just a wedding-
lot of
Honey,
beach.
honey, just let him, honey, just relax.
I got it.
We'll
I got it.
cut him out of it. Oh, I'll cut him out of
But
it.
the best to do is like when somebody who's calm is like, hey man, just chill out. And then the person who's who's like the offender.
I am chilled.
No, it says to the calm person, like, yeah, fuck you too. Now the calm person's like, did you say? Fuck this guy.
When the calm person flips is one of my favorite. Like when you're like, honey, you know what, honey, knock this motherfucker out.
Hit his ass. Hit his ass.
Or the calm person's like,
Are you giving me permission?
calm
Just
down.
give me permission, and I'm gonna go over there. Just give me
I love
permission.
also when the person is like, just calm down, and the guy in the back who's standing photobomb is like, yeah, just calm down. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to this person. Well, just calm down, everybody. Hey,
Oh shit!
hey.
I would hit that dude so hard with a
Refused.
bodyboard.
Is photobombing one of the least funny things you can do as a
100%.
person? Like,
But
hand-
it is something that photobombers think is hilarious.
It's
well, that's often how the least funny things in the world work. Is that
Yeah.
the people who do them think they still work.
No one ever thinks it's terrible.
no,
They're
but
like,
it is.
"It's gonna
But
be
that
great."
is what unfunny people do to try to be funny.
The other thing unfunny people do to try to be funny that drives me crazy is lie. Yeah, I've been there. You have?
Nah,
dude. I can't believe you fell for that. Why?
Why
I don't
would
give a
I-
fuck about you,
That's
man.
I know.
That's the
I want to
smallest lie.
Andy Kindler those people. I want to be like, all right, this is what a premise is. This is what a punchline is. This is where a setup comes
You
in.
have none of them.
My
Right.
friends are objectively the funniest people in America. The people,
Right.
and you're don't even bother with this
That's
shit.
Don't
not
even start.
funny. That's just lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that all the time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
all you did
photobombed
was
a
tell
wedding. No,
lie.
you didn't. No,
Right.
you didn't.
If you're meeting a group of guys like at a bachelor party or a wedding or something, and they're always like to the comedy people like, "Oh, DVK, you're gonna love my friend Brian. He's hysterical." I always go,
are-
"That guy's an asshole."
No, I'm
I
not.
cannot wait to meet
No,
this
I'm not.
asshole.
And
Exactly.
And you know who you always end up liking the most? The guy that doesn't really talk that much.
Yeah.
You're like talking to him and you find out he's super interesting. And
Yeah.
then he asks you eventually, like, you want to smoke a cigar? And you're like, you know what, fuck it, I like this guy.
This guy.
Yeah, and it's always like
fucking
the
great.
wife's brother.
Always.
It's like,
He's like, I don't know
barely
anyone
this
here
thing.
either.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, I like
I
these.
know a few of
But
them
you
and I
don't-
hate them.
So you don't even find that out till the next day.
So you
Like,
see
he
him at the,
doesn't
no,
know
you don't
anybody.
find out till the wedding.
Right.
And you're like, what, dude? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
didn't fucking
Brian.
know any of those
I was like,
guys.
I'm glad I didn't talk shit about it.
They're like, do you want to move this guy's bed out on the balcony? Nah. Let's go hang out.
So what did he do? Was he standing up and bouncing in the photo?
Jeffrey E. Alvord.
I
Alvord.
hate, I hate everything about
Mad
it.
Magazine first draft.
Yeah.
Exactly. Alvord. Come on, punch this name up.
Was arrested on March 3rd after assaulting. Oh, that's the
Oh, that's
groom.
the guy who did
So
it.
he's the dumb person. The protagonist of this arrest story is not
Yes.
the dumb person.
Right.
I hate that this guy spent time in jail.
He was arrested on March 3rd. The photobomber has a much more on brand name.
What's his
Jeffrey E. Alvord was arrested on March 3rd after assaulting Trevor Money.
Fuck, T-Money is for
Dude.
sure what his friends call him.
He's so money and he doesn't even know it.
And you know he asked his junior high basketball coach if he could get T-Money on his jersey.
No. T-Money's like, all I do is photobomb.
No one gets their name. Trev.
No
All
one
I
ever
do-
invites me to be in a photo.
T-Money's going to be in your photo, yo.
All I do is photobomb.
Alvord was arrested after assaulting Trevor Money before. Oh, maybe Trevor Money is the guy. Let's listen to this.
Right.
Oh, no, you're right. Trevor
Yeah.
Money, before his Oceanfront Park nuptials were set to begin, Local 10 reported.
That's right.
The 27-year-old groom, that's early, flew into somewhat of a frenzy.
So he likes to make that decision a little too early. He probably could have held off on punching this guy. Just like he probably could have held off on marrying this girl.
The 27-year-old groom flew into somewhat of a frenzy when the 24-year-old T. Money Mooney refused offers of how much money to move out of the way. How much
So
do
they're
you
offering
guys
him
think-
money.
Okay, wait. Now this is opening up a new possibility. If he's
Thank you.
offering him money,
Yeah.
that might mean that T Money is just camped out, hanging out at the beach,
He's
like
all
not
I
even
do is
thinking about
make-
the wedding.
All I do is make money for photobombing.
Right.
Well,
and
but
not
I'm
photobomb.
saying less intentional of a photobomb. He's got his chair set up, and the guy's like, "Can you move? We're trying to take
Oh, I'm
photos
saying
here."
that's exactly what
and T
happened.
Money's like, "Dude, I'm at the beach.
I
This
was
is a
here
public
first.
beach."
It's the
Yeah.
beach, Gabrus.
Right.
That sun's going to hit you, buddy.
Oh, I know.
Sun's
It's
gonna
very easy to move, but then it's also very easy to activate people's
And you
stubborn
know,
gene. Yeah.
they probably didn't start at money. Like,
Oh no.
So, yeah.
They're like, will you mind moving? We're
Please,
in the
can you?
middle of
I'll
our
move
show.
your chair for you.
Right. And
How
al-
much is it going to take? All
And
right,
also,
so-
you know,
Nope.
like
You
an
can have
already
prima nocta on my wife. If you,
an already drunk groomsman was probably throwing cash. You want to
Yeah.
fucking move,
yeah,
man?
here.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys, how much money
Listen,
do you
yeah.
think
In the
he
end,
was
what was
in
the
the
high,
offered,
the high
offered
final
and
offer?
refused
Okay.
to move? Gabrus, what position do you want to go in?
I'll go Tig.
Okay.
Jay?
$175.
$175 from Jason Scott.
$50.
$50 from John Gabrus.
Yeah, I think there are probably 8 groomsmen and maybe 8. So what'd you say? 100?
175.
Big party. How many people were in your wedding party?
Okay, I'm going to say maybe 5 groomsmen and
No,
5.
more. He's only 27. Back when you're 27,
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
you're
a lot
27.
of
You can't
more
leave out
friends.
one roommate. You
got
gotta
like
have
11
10.
friends.
How
on
many
a
people
camp
were in
friend.
your wedding party? On each side. 5?
I got married young.
And so what, you had 9?
No, I had
Rory
like
Scovel
6.
had like 9 people
I had
on
like
each
6
side.
and 6. So
What about you, Gabrus?
I think we had 5 and 5.
5 and 5.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm going to say, I'm going to say there were 16 people in the wedding party,
Sure.
and everyone said, "We'll all throw in $20 just to get this fucker out of here." So $160.
Okay.
320. Based on your math.
Right.
Say 40. Okay. Good.
What'd you say?
175.
I said 175.
Okay,
I said,
Gabrus?
I said 50.
And
50. I say 160.
160. One of you is exactly
Oh, so now
is
this
fun.
game.
Okay,
Okay.
now this game is we get to guess who
Who
do we think
who
is
do you
right.
think is right. Gabrus, do you want to go first, take or third in who you think is right?
This is
so
this
fun.
is the most important layer.
This is the
I'm going to go
best.
Tig again.
Okay,
from
Jay,
Good
go
Luck.
ahead.
I'm right. I know I'm right. 175.
I'm sticking with myself.
Okay.
See, now I'm starting to think Gabrus is right because that is something you would just say to someone. I'll give you $50 to
That's
get
a
out of here.
27-year-old amount of money.
I'll give you $50 to get out of here. So I think it's
$50
Gabrus.
says you won't get out.
$50 says you won't
get out of
All
it.
right, so that's what I think.
The amount of money offered to Trevor Mooney or T Money by Jeffrey Alford or somebody else in the wedding party. Get your answers in now, Townies. Play along with us because they offered him $50.
I'll give you
There we go,
$50
Gabrus.
to get out of here.
yes.
They offered him
By the way,
$50.
it is so little money. It's almost not like worth making
Yeah,
it into
it
the
is.
article.
Dude, but if
Right,
you
you're right. It is. It's so little money. It's enough money to get you to move your chair.
By the way-
right? You're like for $50 cash,
If
I'll move
someone-
my
It's
chair
also
20
not
feet.
enough to
But it's not
prevent
enough
you-
to make it into the article. You're right.
article.
That's,
Should they
if I'm an
offered him
editor,
a
I'm
little
like,
bit of money?
lose this whole thing about the money.
Yeah, or just say they offered him a little bit of money.
It's also not enough to make you like move without thinking about it. Somebody's like $50, you're like $50.
No, dude, $50 to move, just to move your chair 30 feet in the other direction. That is
That's
unbelievable.
an
I would
easy
take
$50
that.
to
That
use.
is
I
so
agree.
easy. I
But
would
I'd
do
still
that.
be like, yeah, I guess I could. I'd think
But
about
I would
it.
never.
That's two brand new indie
Dude,
rock
but
records.
This guy's such a right. This guy's
That's the way you got to look
Yeah,
at it.
that's the way I look
it's
at
two
everything.
Wilco albums.
No,
Well,
but-
T Money is, he's not a money guy.
No.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's this
Can't be
guy.
bought or sold.
He's all on credit.
He's
This guy.
principled.
This guy is such an asshole. This guy reminds me of the guy when Jay and I were walking. We were talking about this in our stand-up now, where the guy we're walking down on the sidewalk and someone from behind us yells, "On your right!" And Jay and I expect to turn around and see a guy like whizzing by on a bike
Sure.
or on like a hoverboard that he can't
Yeah.
control or
Yeah.
like rolling a gurney with someone who has to go to a hospital or something like that.
Or he's Falcon from Avengers.
Exact. Thank you. Instead, this guy
we turn around
and he's jogging.
slowly
I'm
jogging
like, wait a
towards
minute.
us.
Wait a minute. You can't send the message to your dumb legs to run around us like anybody else would do on your right.
He's not even like a Kenyan in like an Olympic.
Yeah,
like,
he's not. He's not.
He's not
flying.
He's not
sprinting.
making
He's
time.
somebody that feels like he owns wherever he is.
Put it
On
this
your
way.
like
right,
I own
he's-
the
They're-
sidewalk.
those, by the way, those people are the people who walk around Los Angeles.
That-
Because I have now, in the last couple of months, become a bit of a runner, and I go for runs around my neighborhood like 3 days a week, and it is the most dangerous thing you could do. Is like drivers don't expect people to be running.
No.
Nope.
People on sidewalks do whatever they want.
Everybody-
I ran the fucking path from Malibu down the Santa Monica Pier and back.
Yeah.
And I almost died like 8
Yeah.
times. I almost leaned in and took a guy off his bike because he was trying to like big man me. And I was like, is
You're
it
not
worth
gonna
it
do
to like knock my teeth out just to knock this guy off his fucking bike? I almost.
Gabrus says things that make me realize why him and I are friends.
Not,
Could I take him out?
Could I big man him? All right.
Could I take him out and then just get veneers?
All right. So this dumbass.
I could lose my teeth. That's like
lose my
you do
teeth.
the whole process. You're like, I'm ready to lose my teeth.
People hire me because I'm funny, not because I have good teeth.
Not because they have teeth.
Like you start going down that road.
Podcasting's actually my future.
By
So-
the way, a toothless guy that looks like me is going to get a hell of a lot more work.
A lot more.
All right.
Something to think about.
So he
Jason.
won't move.
Yes. They offered him $50 to move out of the way so that the wedding pictures could be taken ahead of the ceremony, according to the Palm Beach
So now
Post.
you have people waiting.
Right.
I will say, great move by Alfred E. Newman here. This is something we did on our wedding day, which I thought was huge. Is we took our photos before
Ahead of
the
time.
ceremony,
That's right. You
so
want to
you
get
don't
to
miss
the party.
cocktail hour, the
You
best
wanna
part of
get
the
to
wedding.
Thank
Get to
you.
it.
Get to the party.
Missing cocktail hour when the whole bridal party has to go and
It's the
take
worst.
photos
It's the
while
worst.
everyone
We
else gets
did
to
it.
drink
We
and
did
eat.
it too. Yeah, smart.
This is all according to the Palm Beach Post. That's Alvord, punched Mooney in the face, and the blow broke the victim's nose and eyeglasses, as per the Ocean Ridge police report.
Good. Get off your chair and move, dude.
There's also
I'm gonna break your fucking glasses, Trevor.
I didn't know my name. Oh! A lot of times, for some reason, these Florida articles, they have like asides that are links to other stories. There's just one in the middle of this. Woman 72 weds boyfriend 74 after rejecting his proposals for 43 years.
Yeah,
That's a different story that I was like, I might want to go down that rabbit hole.
What made her finally say yes?
Right.
He finally wore her down.
Right.
He finally ate her pussy. He's like, fine.
Right. Yes, I will.
I do. I will.
I do.
I do.
I do. Fine.
The
I
two
will, I
men
do.
have since offered differing accounts of the brawl to authorities. My one big problem with this is you're the groom. If there's any a day where you could have someone do something
Go
for
do that
you,
for me. Ass.
any a
That's
day.
truly.
That's what a wedding planner's for.
That's,
Have an
I was gonna
usher.
say that's what a best man is. Like a best man
Best
is
man,
like
or the
he hold
Go
the
handle
ring
it.
and he's got to punch Team Money.
the guy,
Punch team up.
one of the guys you've known the longest that you trust the least, aka your usher.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. He's my childhood friend. He's a psychopath. No one has to engage
We're
with
just
him.
gonna
But
make him an
if I
usher.
don't make him an usher, I'm in
Have
deep
an
trouble.
usher go punch the guy on the
Hand out the programs and go kick that guy's ass.
You know, my friend who's in jeans and a black button-down shirt, like you go
My
punch
friend
him.
wearing a tuxedo T-shirt, go kick his ass.
Guy who looks like the bartender, send
Go
him
kick his ass.
downstairs and have him punch.
Alvord claims that Mooney became, quote, very belligerent after refusing the money to move and felt threatened when the man stood up in an aggressive manner, evidently prompting him to hit him in supposed self-defense.
There you go.
Meanwhile, T. Mooney alleges that the irate groomsman held on to him and hit him 3 times in the face, further contending that, quote, someone grabbed my belongings and threw them across the beach. That's the usher.
That's yeah.
That's the dude who went out there with the groom. He's like, let me know what you need me to do.
Hey,
I'll
by
throw
the
this
way,
guy shit, I'll hit him, you tell me.
And
Throw
the
shit across the beach, I'll do
whole
it.
time he's punching him, he's saying, "You could have had $50."
I pressed the $50 into the bloody mess that's on his face
What are you,
at the end of
Bronxdale?
it. Yeah.
Look at me. I did this to you. Remember this face.
Put him in a bathroom.
Put him in a bathroom.
Yeah, or another Bronxdale movie, you go be like, okay, now you can't move.
Now you
Remember
now
the
you
Bronxdale?
can't leave.
Yeah. Say that to the guy on the beach. You know what? Now you can't move.
Nah, you know what? Stay.
Stay.
That's a great wedding photo though for Alfred E. Newman, where there's a bloody guy and like police sirens in the back.
Photographer
But
has
the
to have gotten
photographer
this.
takes an action shot
of him
Well,
punching.
'cause
like-
now you
like
can
a
sell
Maha-
that to the newspaper, and it's part of the package for the wedding.
like the old Muhammad Ali fight shots where you see when the punch hit the
Yeah.
face.
Oh, and the face, you can see the face is like mid
Wobbling.
vibration. Yeah.
What's my name? T Money.
Treated at the scene by first responders, the police report detailed that Mooney's nose, quote, appeared to be out of place, sitting more to the right of his face.
Nice.
He
Again, we need an editor to take a quick pass to this. It's like, it
I
doesn't
wish-
matter what side the nose is on. We get
And they're like, I wish Mooney would have sat more to the right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Mooney,
his nose.
Mooney declined transport to a local hospital. This fucker will not move for anybody.
They're like, we'll give you $75 if you go to the hospital.
Nope.
The EMT punches him.
I'm enjoying the view. Blood pouring down his face.
I'm enjoying the view. I'm fine where I am.
Alfred's lawyer, Stephen A. Cohen.
Stephen A. Smith.
I know.
They code. I mean,
told-
what are we talking
Come on, man. What are you talking about? I talked to
man.
Kobe last night on the phone.
You gonna sit up here and tell me Rob Palinka gonna tell Magic Johnson that he's gonna go and behind people back and there ain't no backstabbing them.
He told the Post, Stephen A. Cohen, that the 30 wedding
There
guests.
is no. If your name is Stephen Cohn, do not put the A in there. It is
trying
you're
to be-
putting it up for ridicule.
Yeah, it's
You
like
are-
naming yourself John Wilkes Sklar. It's like just go by John Sklar. Like leave out the. You think it's going to go one way.
Michael B. Jensen.
Alfred's lawyer, Stephen A. Cohen, told the Post that the 30 wedding guests, small wedding, have a different version of what occurred.
Of
I hope all
course.
30 of them have different versions.
Guys, there's 30 of us. We can get one story right.
This is like the worst Rashomon ever.
As the incident, quote, did not play out as Mooney told police it did. Facing charges of aggravated battery and criminal mischief, Alfred was released from jail the following day after posting a $3,000 bond, marrying his fiancée soon after leaving jail. Cohen said that his client planned to still go on his honeymoon on Tuesday.
Yeah. And he, as he was at the altar, said to his wife, "Don't get out of line.
Yeah. See what happens? See what happens when people don't listen to me?
Move when I tell you to."
So, Karen, how was your wedding? Well, I learned something dark about my new husband.
Don't push him. That is crazy. What a great and insane story. Just get up and move. Word to the wise.
Get up and move.
But it's just dumb people doing dumb things. Get up
But I
and
feel
move.
like all four of us feel like we would be able to talk someone into moving.
Yes.
I know for sure. And I wouldn't even. I'd be able to hold on to my $50 and not have to break a nose.
And walk easy.
Or if it's important enough, we'll
move the
shift.
whole thing. We'll shift. Do we have to get this shot?
Right.
Or
exactly.
position people so that you're blocking him.
Yeah, block them.
And then just take a few pictures in front of him, like literally line the whole party up in front of him so you block his view, you block
Or
the sun.
put everybody behind him. And now he's in the foreground and see how much he really wants to be in these
and if he's
photos.
sitting in a beach chair with a shirt off, I
Yeah,
bet
there
you
you
it's
go.
unflattering.
And as you're walking by, kick so much
sand up in him and
into
then do
his
that. There you go.
business.
Well, this dude is going to live like the back of a Boy's Life magazine. Now he's
Just-
going to get the Charles Atlas book.
That's
He's going to
right.
get strong.
Work
He's going
out.
to start fighting groomsmen all
He's just going
around.
to mess with you. There you go. We've created an origin story for
He
Team
just
Money.
beats up husbands around the world.
Trevor Money, groomsman hunter.
That's right. All right, there you go. Story number 2 down the books. Dan, give us a little teaser of the third segment.
We almost lose a grandma.
Okay. Oh, God, let's save her. John Gabrus is with us. This is Dumb People Town. Stay.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
All right, should we read off some names here?
Yep.
We've got some great Patreon names. Thank you to everyone who has joined the Patreon. Patreon.com/DPT. You get amazing stuff if you join the Patreon. On the basic level, you get, for a $6 level, you get one extra video
Episode.
just for you. It's the three of us. We read the stories to Dan. Dan gets to go to the other side of it. It's
We
so
flip
much
the
fun.
script.
Yo, we flip the script on that. Upwards, you continue. You can get like free merch from us. You can get free entry into our live shows, which we've been doing a live Largo show every other month. We did it live at the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. People have cashed in on that. The meet and greet beforehand, which is great. And if you're in San Francisco at Sketchfest this year, it was beforehand. We closed down the bar after.
Yeah, we did.
Words with you guys. It's just fun. And then you keep going up the levels. At the highest level, we'll take a look at your social media and give you the
DPT
DPT, the Dumb People Town treatment. Let's read some names, shall we? Brendan McCarthy.
Brendan.
Hi, Brendan. Sounds like a
He writes like dark novels.
or Brendan McCarthy was the guy on 90210 that Jason Priestley ultimately became.
Yeah.
Michael Sanders.
It's a perfect name for chanting. Double soul.
Michael Sanders.
Michael Sanders. It's a good, it's almost like a wrestling,
How about
pro wrestling.
How about Chris and Carol Ellison?
Listen, the couple
both of
that
them.
listens to the podcast together.
I'm going to say they're a husband and wife.
I'm going to say that's cool. What's one person's cool name?
That's right. Chris and Carol. And ampersand is in their name.
Yeah.
Chris and Carol Ellison. Maybe Chris is transitioning into Carol. We don't know. Or vice versa.
Ready for this next one?
Yes.
And they are a city council member. Ready?
Yeah.
Bo Shelley.
Hold on. Bo Shelley. I love it. Bo Shelley.
Bo Shelley.
How about Cammie Summers?
Cammie Summers.
Little Cammie Summers.
Little Cammie Summers grew up, and now she's supporting the podcast.
Thank you.
Someone I would have had a crush on when I was 8.
Yeah.
I think I like Cammie Summers.
How about this next one? A city council member, Bill Ulysses.
I love Bill.
Ulysses.
Bill hung out with us in San Francisco,
Oh,
pre-show
yeah,
and post-show.
Love him.
Every time I'm in the Bay Area, he comes out to a show. Love you, Bill.
I'll
Stay
pay that,
golden.
Bill. I'll pay that, Bill. How about Vin?
Just Vin.
No
Vin.
diesel needed.
Just
Yeah.
Vin.
Where we're
Ke-
going, we don't need diesel.
That's right. We're going. We don't need a last name. Kelly
J.
Ross III. Just like hip hop mogul Kelly J. Ross.
Kelly J. Ross.
Katie Hone.
Hone?
Hone. The
Hone.
Hen.
Han.
What if it's Hen?
She's a pillar of the community.
Kelly Hen.
That's all I care about. Thank you. for
Kelly
being there,
Hen. If
Katie.
it's Kelly, it's Katie. I'm sorry. If it's Katie Hen or Katie Hone.
We appreciate
We're
you.
henning our
We're
skills.
honing in on how to
We're
say it.
henning in on how to say it. Aaron Hayes.
Aaron Hayes.
Come on. Seamus.
Seamus.
I don't know why I keep thinking of songs.
Or Seamus. What if it's Seamus?
It might be Seamus.
Let's go Seamus.
Seamus. How about Sarah Abfalter? That
You
is
have to be from Wisconsin.
No, ab falter is if you're like, okay,
I
I'm gonna
tried
wake up,
to do
I'm gonna
this-
do 8-minute abs,
and then I
it's
couldn't
too
do it.
hard for
Sarah Abfalter. How about Noah Bressman?
Ooh, this is my second favorite Noah.
Also a little Noah Bressman.
Or third. Damn, we got a lot of Noahs.
Big
in our
bad
life.
Noah Bressman. Janelle Pratt.
Janelle Pratt.
Janelle Pratt.
Pillar
Janelle
of the
Pratt
community.
showed up, and then the party
And
started.
the party started because Janelle Pratt came.
This next name is like what people think the guy who plays Tyrion on Game of Thrones. Like, what is his name? Like Peter Brinkman?
No, it's
Brinkman?
not Peter Dinklage. It's Peter Brinkman.
Peter
Yeah.
Brinkman.
Peter Brinkman.
I'm on the
will
brink.
you,
City council member.
Charlene, will you bring me the Brinkman file?
You want the Peter Brinkman file?
the Peter Brinkman file?
I'll bring it
I
to you
need
right
look
now.
At it
Do you
before
need the
lunch.
vanilla? All right. Lori Hope
Townsend. Boom.
Thank you, Lori Hope Townsend. I have much hope for you. Tom Oling.
Oling.
Thank you to all you who have signed up. We love you guys so much. We appreciate that you're a part of the Patreon and hope you're enjoying the extra content and stuff that you get. For those who haven't signed up, please do. It's a great way to support the podcast and get extra stuff. Go to patreon.com/dumbpeopletown. Let's get back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to DPT. We have a Patreon for our thing as well. Go to patreon.com/dumbpeopletown.
Yeah.
And we have great things for you.
Oh,
in
Extra
it.
episodes
It's
that
just
are
fun.
video episodes that all three of us do that Dan gets to actually participate in as Jay and I bring the stories for that. And it's good stuff, but also other levels where you can get merch and you can come see us live for free and you can hang with us ahead of time. And then the highest level where we actually go through your social media and work on that. And we
Break
Dumb
down
People
your
story.
life.
break down your
Yeah.
life in a dumb people way. All right, we got one more story.
do.
John Gabrus is with us. Let's
And
jump
before
on
we
it.
go into it, are you still campaigning to be a model?
No, I lost it.
I voted for you.
I
buddy.
didn't get to the next
voted
round
for you.
because they leave it like where we're talking about the Chubby's fucking man model. I'm pissed about. I'm wearing
man.
Chubby's
I
currently.
know.
Those
I voted
motherfuckers-
for you right
You
away.
should have done
Thank
it.
you.
And you were
I
way
like
in the
those
lead when
shorts.
I saw.
The
So
first
charismatic.
round, voting is like a 10% thing so that they can just make it all judgment
I
calls.
guess.
Yeah, they like make it. I mean, if they went through my social media at all, they'd be like, "This guy cannot be."
This guy. Yeah, exactly.
I can't
That's
wait
it.
till Netflix and Amazon and NBC all do the same thing to me eventually.
Stop it. Just,
All right, you ready for this third story?
Yep.
Sent in by Zach Brinkman at Gimpy Smalls. Here we go.
Hilarious.
A Texas grandmother got to be the queen of the oceans for a short time when an iceberg throne she sat on to pose for a picture drifted off into open water while on vacation in Ireland.
Oh,
or
man.
Iceland, I'm sorry.
Iceland.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's
That's-
like
that's
Hey,
not-
hey, Grandma, go sit on that is
Go
a
sit on
phrase
that
that you should
iceberg.
never say.
ever.
That's you're banking on a will at that point. You're like, hold on, if we can get grandma to
How
disappear
much-
on this Iceland trip, we can be fucking making cash.
I need $3,000 to pay my.
I gotta pay bail
I
to get
gotta
out of
pay
my
bail.
wedding night.
Yeah,
if I told you the bills I have, that's just the tip of the grandma iceberg that I want to sail away.
It's just the tip of a grandma iceberg that you can't see.
honey, bye, grandma. Honey, no, you're still within our honey.
Bye,
Bye,
Grandma.
grandma.
We loved
Grandma,
you.
here, get on the iceberg throne. What are you guys doing with all
Why'd you
those hair dryers?
Why'd you kick it? Why'd you kick it when I got on?
A pickaxe and a
There
hair
she
dryer. What's your
goes.
plan here, Ryan?
There
Like
she
like in a
goes.
pool when you put a dog who's afraid of water like on a raft and then push it out a little bit and they're just like, well, the whole world
Yeah,
just
what's
changed.
If you if my dog's swimming around, then you pick him up. He just keeps swimming until you put him either back in the water or on land. He
We
just
got to
keeps
find some water for this kid.
So that's
Ju-
what she was doing. She's
Ju-
just drifting around.
Judith Strang and her son Rob were traveling in Iceland recently when they stopped at Diamond Beach, and I'm not even going to try and say this, for a great photo op on what looked like a throne straight out of Disney's Frozen. It was shaped like an easy place to sit.
Grandmas love one thing, and that's the movie Frozen.
Let her go.
Yeah.
Let her go. Get her
Meow,
out.
meow, meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
You can tell by looking at the shape of it, and I thought it looked like fun, Strang told ABC News. When I got on it, it started to totter, and a wave was coming in.
By the way, totter is not a word.
Not a word, and also a grandma should never be like, that looks like fun.
Grandma should look at everything, especially things
This could
including
kill me.
ice. This could break my hip.
This will kill me.
This
If you
will break my
play the
hip.
game of Iceberg Thrones, you win or you die.
That's right. She wanted to unite the 7 kingdoms.
She had a-
Meow, meow, meow.
Some people would say this is actually a better ending. Spoiler
She's
alert.
actually grandmother of dragons.
A very large wave came in and kind of made the throne kind of rock, and I could tell I was slipping off. Photos of the ordeal went viral after Strang's granddaughter, Catherine, shared screenshots of the hilarious text
It's not hilarious.
from her father on Twitter. Guys, I'm going to show you this photo. She
my
is
God.
out there.
Oh, shit, dude.
Oh my God.
She is.
And by the
She's
way,
like heading towards the horizon.
Number one, number two. That's
On ice.
That's Iceland. So the water is not. It's not like you can jump in like the
No,
Atlantic.
it's very
or something.
on brand.
Yeah.
Grandma's on ice.
Yeah, I know. This is from her dad's text to his daughter. Lost her kingdom when she drifted out to sea.
Dumb.
One of the texts said, "No joke. A Coast Guard rescuer had to save her and bring her back to shore." This guy's so cavalier about his mom.
Well, we don't need to get into the history between this dude and his mom, but clearly he's been trying to kill her on vacation for a decade. He's like, we're going to Fallujah with Grandma this year.
Why
great thing about
Sit on that metal round thing in that field over there,
Yeah.
Grandma. I want to take your picture.
Let's play hopscotch in this minefield.
No, they don't promote it, Mom, but at this safari, you can pet the lion.
You got get out and sit on
Go
it.
out and sit on it.
Go out and sit on it is something he said to her a
A lot of times, and this is the first time she actually listened to him, and then
Now
she went
she's
out
off
to
into
sea.
the ocean.
The 77-year-old from Flower Mound, Texas.
Yeah,
left
we know
Texas.
it, right
That's where our
outside of
cousin
Dallas.
Dennis and Lori are
Suburb
from
of Dallas.
One of my favorite Texas towns, Cut and Shoot, Texas. Like I'm scared by what you're insinuating.
Open Carry, Texas.
Told ABC News that she thought she was safe when she sat down. Yeah, I bet that's when it changed.
Of course.
And that she had seen several people sit on it before she had
That doesn't
her try.
mean okay.
Oh,
You're
that's
77.
Sorry, yeah, go.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's a grandma. The grandma rule is if 5 of your friends do it and you do it, like it's
Yeah,
literally
you
a
do it.
grandma rule, and she fell for it.
If all your friends jumped off the Tallahassee Bridge, would you do it too? Yeah, Grandma, I would if it looked like
If
everybody
all
was
my
having
friends had
fun.
just committed suicide, I would be in a dark
I don't
place.
want any more friends.
Quote, "I don't weigh very much, so it was a little easy to float off, I guess." So she's fat shaming everybody else who
Oh
sat on
my
this
God.
thing.
The son is rolling his eyes in the back of her. She
yeah,
actually is
yeah,
kind of
She
dumb.
loves to talk about how little she weighs.
6 pounds, 6 pounds. And everybody's got to hear about it. Quote, "I've always wanted to be queen. That was my chance." Nope.
What?
A
No.
bystander who happened to be a boat captain trained in water rescue. How lucky did she get?
That is so lucky.
Quickly helped to bring the grandmother back.
How
to
did he
shore.
do
did he
it?
cook
How
it?
in
I
the
think-
world?
I think,
He got on a boat?
yeah, but when they say bystander, he must have been, because the guy
On a
says in
boat.
his text
That the
a
Coast
Coast Guard
Guard
rescuer had to save her and bring her back to shore, so they must have been nearby watching
Swam
this.
in maybe and
Ooh,
grabbed
I
I
her?
don't
know.
know. I don't know.
Holy shit!
What a dummy.
What a dummy!
Well, perfect for this show.
Perfect for dumb people. Not.
Yeah.
Hey, this is it. If you ever see an ice thrown out there, do not sit on it.
Yeah,
No.
don't sit on
Never
an ice
look
throne.
for consistency in waves.
David Blaine sat on an ice throne.
And look what
where he
happened to
is
his
now.
career. I will say this: don't sit on ice throne. But if you see anything that John Gabrus is doing, if he's doing something live, go see him. If he's doing a podcast, go listen to it. Dude, thank you for coming on the
Oh,
show.
thanks for
Good to
having me,
have you.
guys.
I
appreciate
really,
it.
really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And oh shit, we gotta get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Starburns Audio.
A podcast network.